You are now tuned into the Wake the Flock Up Network.
Hip-hop and rap, yeah, that's where my heart's at. Hip-hop and rap, yeah, that's where my heart's at. Hip-hop and rap, yeah, that's where my heart's at.
Welcome back to the show. You are now listening to Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio.
Word up.
I am Concept 714, and of course,
Sector 3.
Sector 3 is here.
In the building.
We recognize we're still a fairly new, well, obviously we're a new podcast.
Right.
Right, but so we'll do a little bit of introducing each other. I think this will probably set the stone, and we won't have to do too much of that in the future.
Right.
But I am Concept 714. You know me affiliated with Mighty Zulu Kings, Battle Axe Warriors, Wake the Flock Up Network, Wake the Flock Up Podcast.
Putting in work.
Putting in work, emceeing and producing, writing, and all this other stuff that I be doing, that I am currently involved in hip hop. Hip hop has been a revolving force in my life. It's all I've ever known, really, as far as I can remember. It's the only, hip hop's never divorced me. It's never made fun of me because I'm too chubby or I'm too whatever. Hip hop has always been embracing and nothing. If anything, it's been embracing and taking me in. It's allowed me to grow as a man, and it was my dad, it was my older brother. It taught me to be respectful, hardworking, but still demand respect if you're good enough to deserve their respect.
Perfectly said.
Until you lose their respect. And I think if you take those, if you take that motto and approach it in life, you'll be good. Be that man that's knowledgeable yet willing to wall out when it's necessary, but still be someone that at the end of the day you can say, I did something productive today. And if hip hop teaches you that all through its lessons, and of course Sector 3,
yeah, buddy, is
the editor in chief of Save the Hip Hop Culture. We call it an Instagram blog, which would be
we're actually it's a little bit more than that now. I'd call ourselves an organization of educators, for lack of a better word,
right.
For the youth. So we're working on some workshops where we'll teach kids all in all hip hop history,
right.
But at the same time, if and I've said it before, if we're able to teach the youth to get more involved in the community and all that through hip hop, whether it be emceeing or b-boying or whatever it is, graffiti arts, then that's what we're going to do. So we're focusing on the youth. We got a few events coming, so we got a blog. The website's popping February.
But that was initially the start where Save the Hip Hop Culture started, right? As a blog, as a blog, and it's doing very well. It's very well respected. I see you get a lot of love, and not just in numbers, but I mean it's now morphing into this, like you say, this movement, this organization of like-minded individuals that kind of understand what that really means. Save the hip hop culture,
right? And I get heat. I was gonna say this before, but I appreciate the love too. But you got the people that show you mad love, and then it goes a complete 180, and some people that off the bat, whether they're standoffish or whatever the case may be, but they'll ask, hip hop doesn't have to be safe. It's good where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of start breaking it down, which is, I guess that's what we're out here. But we start breaking it down where it's like, is it really, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Does DJ get love? Do B-boys get love? Right. Or are they in their own world now, And that's when they'll come back and like, well, no, you're right, and this and that. But I guess that's what it is, speaking with the people.
And having been involved with a crew like Mighty Zulu Kings, who is very much B-boy oriented, focused, right?
Yeah, that's where it began, yeah.
It's, that's where it began. That's where its roots. I mean, L.E.N.S., legendary B-boy, right?
Yeah.
But
that stems from Africa Bambaataa.
He was donned by him,
right,
to lead that chapter.
Right.
Before that chapter did not exist, it was donned to Ness, and he's like, you take forth and do what you will with it. And we're kind of looked down like the stepchild of Zulu Nation,
right? Only
because we have this focus and this like ideology around us, whether it's deserved or not, to be like the stubborn ones, to be the ones that kind of
step out.
That's the problem child of the Zulu Nation, because Zulu wants to carry around being very toned down, well-respected crew with knowledge. But Mighty Zulu Kings, having been a B-boy origin, B-boys are wild to begin with, bro. Like, the stuff they do just physically takes the mentality of like saying, I'm the dopest.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to physically harm myself and I don't care, bruises. Like that takes the mentality. But having seen them, in action and attend the meetings and the shows, they very much feel that B-boys, graph, and DJs are overlooked and overshadowed by the MC.
Of course.
Because the MC is the one who's obviously like now, right? The forefront, the man in the front, the star of the show. And when you mention hip hop, that's the first thing you think about is rap. But the origins are, originated with graph, if you really want to go back in the days.
Right.
And then DJ, and then B-boy, and then the MC came up first.
Yeah.
And hip hop shows that the MC was just second to the right, bro. Like the DJ was the man.
The DJ gave the MC the green light.
Right.
Hey, and it was always like, you got your 5-minute set and we're done. People came to see the DJ.
Right.
The break dancers came out. What quote unquote Kool Herc is going to play, or whoever it is.
Right.
So I mean, all that came way before an MC picked up the mic for the sole purpose of shining.
Right.
Yeah.
So the elements have kind of lost their way.
Right.
And when I saw Save the Hip Hop Culture, it wasn't immediately a self-defense thing like, yo, no, we're good where we are, yo. Like, how dare you say something like that? I completely understood what you're saying, because as time comes in and monies come in and these different aspects and generations that are not so well based in morals and standards and preserving something, it's more like, how do I get the quick buck? How do I do this?
Right, yeah.
Hip hop has lost its way. So it takes people like us, people like the ones we'll call the grumpy old men in hip hop.
That's exactly what they'll do.
That you need us. Like, people tell me, "Cause you can't be acting." Like, bro, you need me to be here. You need me to be saying like, no. Right. Hip hop was better then. Hip hop was this. MCing was a DJ with. I remember back in. You need people that want to preserve the original aspects of it. Because otherwise, imagine if you just let it roll wild and crazy.
I'd give it 5 to 10 years before, it's completely not. I don't want to say extinct, but the DJ won't even be part of. Well, even now,
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, the DJ now. Where's the DJ at?
It means something completely different now if you're a DJ.
Today is now, and no diss, but like Paris Hilton's a DJ. Yeah. Not to diss her or anything like that, but it's easy. It's easy to push buttons. It's easy to pre-cue your stuff or whatever. But there's an art form that I think is disappearing, and that's the art of DJing. The art of even digging for records, to me, is an art.
Yeah.
You be out there 6-7 hours looking for records. You know what I mean? But still. Being able to be better than the next person and have certain breaks, especially nowadays. I mean, back in the day, this was all new, so breaks would come, I don't want to say easy, but it'll come a lot more often than now, because now everyone studied it and, whether you sample something that's new. But the DJ, the art form of the DJ, I think is dying out. With there's a bunch of hardcore fans like myself and yourself and all that, but one of the reasons why we came in, because it's like, you remember a cool DJ Red Alert?
Right.
Do you remember these cats?
Yep.
Like, so that's where I think we would come out and be, hey, you know what? DJs, B-boys, MCs, and all that need the exact same love than what is out there now.
Right.
The MC, the rapper. The rapper, they actually do the rap.
And you can't do it justice. You can't do hip hop justice if you don't talk about one of the biggest driving forces, which is competition.
Yeah, brother.
Which often leads you to today's subject.
Yes, sir.
On Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio, which is beefs. But let's get a little more specific, because it is important to make a difference, like we spoke off air. Yeah. Beef and a battle. Now, they can go hand in hand. And most often one will lead to the other, but they're not necessarily companions all the time. Right. So you can battle someone that you don't know of, right? But if you're like the hottest dude, let's say in high school, you're like, oh, this MC is dope. And you get word like, yo, this MC has been killing it on a different, totally complete side from the other side. You might have never crossed, but the minute you go, hey, they want to battle. Okay, boom, it's on. And you walk away and there's no beef. There's no like hatred and there's no dislike at the very minimum. It's just pure competition battles. But then again, you can't have a beef. yo, this kid's been talking bad shit. You confront him. It's not the right time, not place for the battle. So you the escalates, it builds.
Escalates, right?
And
exactly.
then you talk shit and he talks shit and he disses your mom and you diss. It builds up to like this battle, to the beef,
right.
to where it's really,
right. It'll get personal.
It'll get personal quickly, right? So it is important to make that distinction, but also accept and admit that it is a big part of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, the culture, definitely. Like we were talking off air, beef, a battle and a beef, you said two completely different things. They do cross paths. Back in the day, it was, I mean, when hip hop birthed itself, or when they, whoever the originators were, you know, I can name people, but let's just keep it at that. It was all competition. It was just, you know, uptown, downtown, who's better? You know, it was maybe way too early for LA to jump on, but let's just say for the sake of the conversation, LA, Fresno, you know, it's like you're going to battle a whole other, you know, city. And it comes down to DJs from different boroughs battling each other on that Saturday night. So DJs were battling, no beef whatsoever. Yep. I mean, it was just like Africa Bambaataa is going to battle this person. Right. And, you know, you get together who had the loudest sound system, and that was that piece. You know, you try to come back next week and do it again. Right. From the DJs spinning all those, you know, the break beats and all that comes your B-boys. The B-boys were the same thing. Like back in the day, and you got to understand hip-hop, and you, I don't know, people know, but for the listeners, hip-hop culture was birthed out of a negative, if I can say that. These were gangs, the Bronx and all that. It was all gang infested, you know, poverty, and all this stuff kind of did a 180. Some of it did a 180 for a positive note. So, you know, these battles were only a way to build. So again, these old, not all of them again, but these B-boys who were once maybe on the wrong track, now instead of I'm gonna go pick up a gun or whatever, let's go battle. Let's put on our Pumas and let's, you know. So Dynamic Rockers and Rocksteady Crew, 1981 Lincoln Center, they battled, and if I'm not mistaken, and if you know, let me know. PBS or someone recorded the battle and it was on TV. Yes. Yeah. So, you know, people like Africa Islam, Baron Brothers in 77, if I'm not mistaken, they battled Funky Flow plus one more. You know, again, that was the battle of uptown, downtown. Then you get, again, the B-boys, graffiti artists and all that. But it leads us to, you know, around 86, 87, the notorious battles that kind of brought forth the MC. Right. Giving almost the MC more of the shine. Yeah. You know, you got early battles like Kumo D and Busy B. You've heard that battle, right? Kumo D murdered Busy B. But that was a change in hip hop where, because, you know, before that it was nice rhymes, you know, your Sugar Hill type, you know, bebop stuff. You know, what's his name? Starsky was really just rocking the crowd, right? Feeling himself. Mo D came in and he's like, he has his, to me, to this day, he has to be one of the top 20 MCs for me. If you break it down, it's just the natural progression of things, right? So you're nice. You're a DJ, you're nice. Right. You're rocking house parties. DJ next door, nice. He's rocking house parties. At one point, you're going to cross paths, and there's going to be that debate of who's nicer. Yeah, of course. It's just the way natural progression works. MC's nice on this block, MC's nice on that block. At one time, one fan's going to be like, yo, have you heard this cat? No, this cat's better. No. And then it's going to happen. It's a natural progression of the atmosphere that hip-hop was born into. And like you're saying, it was born from a negative, as in, it was a way to kind of rebel against the system and the man that was oppressing them and put them in. Yeah, it's a voice. It was a voice for the oppressed people, not to what it became now. Now it's a completely different, it's unrecognizable. Exactly. Imagine her flying through time and be like, yo, this is hip-hop. His brain would fucking explode. Like, yo, this is what it's become. It's not what they, I'm sure, intended it to be. Right. Or maybe they didn't even have a forethought that far, because it was like, this is what's happening now. Well, and I've heard icons or pioneers speak through lectures or on YouTube or whatever the case may be. They're saying they're not, when they were doing this, it was just something that needed to be. It's just
Yep.
a way, an escape. So never did they think something like a 15-minute rap, because that's how long, I think we've spoke about this before, where the raps or there wasn't even rap songs, but your set was easily 15-20 minutes.
Right.
You know, you see a Cold Crush song and it's 15-20 minutes, and slowly but surely started getting cut short to fit the radio, and that's where you start getting that downfall of But again, you ask Kool Herc, you ask Marley Marl, whoever it is, it's like it's just something that they did because you woke up and it was around you. That's just it. It was new, it was fresh. So of course they wouldn't have been like, yeah, so okay, in 10 years I'm making a record wasn't a thing back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's also, it's very important to point out, that's not why they did it. It wasn't because I'm going to get a record and make money.
Exactly.
Like initially they were just like, yo, this is fresh. I like the way this feels. I like the way the props that I get, and I like what comes out of it. You know what? And it's better than shooting each other.
Yeah.
It's better than killing each other.
Yeah.
It's just skills wise. And that really what determines a man. Dude, it's very easy. I can accidentally kill you in a fight. And I'm the winner now because no. But in skills, like it's almost undeniably who's better when it's just purely based off something that's not physical because I'm stronger, I beat you because I know your pressure points, I beat you. No, if it's just purely mental skills, that really determines the winner. Yeah. But there are certain battles that have defined genres and entire generations in hip hop. And we spoke of, our generation or the generation now, it's mostly Jay-Z and Nas, right? Well, now Drake and...
Oh, what's his name?
Right, but
he also didn't Common battle Drake too, or they
so
had a little beef?
If you go, but I think history will remember Drake and whatever the fuck his name is more than they'll remember Common.
Of course.
Well, Common and Ice Cube, like who's gonna be remembered more? Well, Drake, who's now, you know what I'm saying? But hip hop heads will know Common and Ice Cube had that beef back in the day. Cypress Hill and Ice Cube had that beef in the day.
King Son and Ice Cube had beef too.
I mean, Ice Cube was a very problematic MC when he was coming up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, look, Biggie and Pac, of course.
Yeah, that's undeniable.
That's standard, right? Jay-Z and Nas want to go a little, those are standards. But before that, right, there was battles that also did the same for their generation and their time. One of them being the number one, or the first song that we're going to play here on Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio.
Yes,
go ahead and tell me a little bit about that. Why you chose that?
I chose The Bridge Is Over, KRS-One. Right? One, just because it takes me back to a certain time. But just that battle started off with The Bridge by MC Shan. Now, MC Shan was killing it at the time, right?
Right.
And there's a part in the song where Shan says that they used to do it on hip-hop. They used to do it out in the park. I can understand the whole, like you were saying, your ego and all that. You're just trying to be better. KRS being like, yo, let's do it out in the park. What? We started in the Bronx. Now, for me personally, it didn't sound like Shan was saying that, but nonetheless, it turned into an answer record to MC Shan. So it was a South Bronx. Yep. That's another dope ass track, right? That was that. Then there was beefs. Now you gotta link into Marley Marl and Chuck Chillout were battling with Marley Marl and what's his name? It'll come to me. But they were battling on air. So Red Alert being down with Boogie Down, and then Marley Marl being down with Juice Crew, where MC Shan was. It wasn't just one rapper, another rapper. It kind of like, I think it set the foot for, you got beef, our squad has beef. Not so much. I mean, I can get to detail, but nonetheless, he Boogie Down Productions KRS-One replies with South Bronx, kill the record. MC Shan replies with, I believe it's called Kill That Noise. Pretty dope. I think it's one of those, like, it goes back to LL and Kumo D. Or not goes back, goes forward, because that's after. But it's a science of this rapper's kind of had his time. There's a new rapper coming in. Even KRS-One says, if it wasn't for MC Shan replying with Kill That Noise to my record, I'd be nobody. So it was kind of like a stepping stone. But to me, the song we're going to play right now, love MC Shan, but Chris murdered Shan on this track.
This song alone, right? And I want to say, it'd be fair to say that hip-hop competition beef between MCs had not reached this level yet, right, in the state that hip-hop was in. Now think about it. This is a young hip-hop. This is when it's first still...
87, 88.
It's still figuring it out, its way, its style, what's going to define what. Really, what's going to define dope. really, the word dope was barely being molded in its battles like this that molded it to mean better than or hotter than, the more, and now dope means a lot of things. It can be better. Dude, that's dope. The delivery was dope. The flow is dope. And they can all be complete different things. And one MC can have a harder, because that's what they were known for, right? So one would be like the party MC. He get the party cracking. And then you'd have the super lyrical MC. That fool is more for thought-provoking styles. So when they collided and they're like, oh, I'm dope. Well, why are you dope? Because I can do this, but you can't do that. So the dopeness would collide. And this is what the result of that. KRS-One delivering The Bridge Is Over was a standout track. Not only did it have massive radio play, but it opened up the way for battle songs to do that.
Yeah,
to
that
have
was it, right?
the open battle. And it was a well-delivered song at the perfect time with the perfect, just everything around it. This track needed to happen.
Yeah, that beat.
And KRS-One was the man to deliver it. So we're going to listen to it now. Okay, so the track that you chose is what?
The Bridge Is Over, Boogie Down Productions.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing out. You got to listen to it, and I'm sure everyone has. But listen to it. Great delivery, beat, everything is perfect on this track. For me personally, it comes down to opinion, but nonetheless, Bridge Is Over, baby.
The bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. Hey, hey, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. You see me coming in the dance with the slipper sensei. Down with the sound called BDP. If you want to join the crew, well, you must see me. You can't sound like Shan or the one Marley. Because Shan and Marley my rhyming like the gay. Picking up the mic, man, and don't know what to say. Saying hip-hop started out in Queensbridge. Saying lines like that, man, you know them countless. So tell them again, me come to tell them again. Go on. Tell them again, me come to tell them again. Tell them again, me come to tell them again. Go on. Tell them again, me come to tell them. Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it, Bronx keeps creating it, and Queens keeps on faking it. All your sucker MC want your please come out to play car. Here's an example of KRS-One. Boom. Here's an example of KRS-One. They wish the battle be the people they cannot. They must be on the dick of who? DJ Scott La Rock card. We don't complain, nor do we play the game of favor. Boogie Down Production come in 3 different flavors. Pick any dick for the favor that you save. Mr. Magic might wish to come and try to save you, but instead of helping you out, he want the same thing I gave you. I finally figured it out. A magic mouth is used for sucking. Roxanne Shante is only good for steady popping. Missy Shan and Molly Mall is really only bluffing. Like Dougie Fresh said, I tell you now you ain't nothing. Compared to Red Alert on Kiss and Boogie Down Production. Say ease and I'm on, I miss it ease and I'm on. Say KRS-One, you know them count to stun. Been moving over there and then been moving over here. This name of this routine is called Live at Union Square. Square, square, square. Ooh, what's the matter with your MC Marley Marl? Don't you know that he's out of touch? What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan on the wheels of steel Marlin sucks? You better change what comes out your speaker. You're better off talking about the whack boomer sneaker. Cause once created hip-hop queens will only get dropped. You're still telling lies to me. Everybody's talking about the Juice Crew funny, but you're still telling lies to me.
This Week in Hip Hop.
The
king of the crossfader, Jam Master Jay, is born Jason Marcel this week in 1965 in Brooklyn, New York. Jam Master Jay began DJing at parties and was a member of several bands before hooking up with MC Run and DMC in the early 1980s. Although known for being the DJ for Run DMC, he is also accredited for bringing us the grimy styles of Onyx and founded Scratch DJ Academy, providing a platform and education for DJs and producers. Sadly, Jay was murdered in 2002. We salute the memory of Jam Master Jay and the legacy he left. Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio. The bridge is over.
It's over, baby.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over.
It's a hot song, brother. Hot song. So you could see how KRS, it was MC Shan, KRS,
Yep.
but the whole crew came in, Marley Marl and all them. He even called out Roxanne Shante. That, I think, this track right there, or even you could even say this track and this beef spawned a whole other, I don't want to say subculture, but I mean, this was battle, battle on wax, because back then the Kumo D and all that was, if you got on tape, that's it. This was on wax. We're going back and forth, and rappers or MCs were making careers out of dissing somebody,
right,
or calling somebody out.
Right.
I guess for the culture, it's dissing. And from this battle, you'll get other battles.
Oh yeah,
to spawn off of this very nicely, by the way.
Very nice. And again, nothing is, and you can never do anything. And this is what I mean. Nothing is possible. No, something is impossible until it's possible. And what I mean is this: you can never, no one can lift up 500 pounds
right,
until one dude does it, and now you got 6 other dudes that can do it. And what I mean is that now they say, oh, it is possible, so I'm going to attempt it, and now everyone can do it, right? Tony Hawk, did the 900, no one can do it. Now everyone does it. Right. See what I'm saying? And they said, okay, I can diss, or I can cross that road of just having it be, said a hip hop, just having it be just friendly. I could kind of really invest emotion, time, and take out my issue with someone, which this gave birth to a whole new different type of MCs, because, now there's MCs that only do this kind of hard, rough, raw, rugged, dissing thing, right?
Yeah, because before,
please.
Before, like I said, the whole, Kumo D, bro. Like, if you've heard it, it's kind of rough. Hold on, BZB. I don't mean to be bold, but put that ball bitty ball bullshit on hold.
Yeah,
gonna tell you why. Gonna tell you a little something why you no. Either way, the way he came at Busy B, it was like a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's off record. Meaning an actual vinyl, not off record. But if you were there with the tape, then that circulates or whatever. But I could probably give Kumo D credit for almost this style that we just listened to.
Mm-hmm.
But again, BDP and MC Shan took this to a whole other level. I was just going to get that out.
And opened up hip hop to a new world. Opened up MCing to a new world, because now you're allowed to do this. You can do this. Yeah. And it's a profitable thing, and it's accepted for two well-established MCs to go at it and walk away friends. Now, you ask them, dude, KRS-One and Shan, best of friends. Marley Marl? Shard. What am I at?
Both.
Friends. Like, they're that. And let me say this. DJ Red Alert chose sides very, very well established, saying, I'm a KRS. I'm with KRS. Like, this is the side that I'm going to go with, right? Boogie Down is the one that I pick. And that's a loud statement from the DJ back in the day, right? And it kind of gave the air to separate and choose the MC to go with. So I'm very grateful for this type of battle, for this type of interaction in hip hop, which gave birth to a lot of different battles. And, and we fast forward a little bit.
Right.
You're going to go with my choice.
Yes.
That I battle. Completely different mentalities in both. It still involves one of the pioneers. And for me, it's Second Round Knockout by Canibus.
Damn.
Now,
this is we're going to get a little crazy up in here.
Yes. So let's forward. I don't know. What are we talking?
I want to say this was 90. No, not even 90.
No, it was 90. Oh yeah, it was
98.
Yes, because, here it is. Unknown MC, basically, right? Outside of mixtapes and all that stuff. Yeah. very well-known, dominant, lyrical monster Canibus. Not the Canibus he is now, where he's at legendary status. There's a hungry MC, unknown Canibus, Method Man, Redman. Who am I missing? LL. That's it? Them four, right? For that song.
4, 3, 2, 1?
Yes.
I don't know why that's classic, but it's
DMX. No.
Yeah, DMX is on there. Oh, damn, we're going to sound stupid now.
No. Okay. So, little history lesson, and correct me if I'm completely off.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So, Method Man, Redman, DMX, Canibus, and LL Cool J. The least known of them, I'm going to go ahead and say, was Canibus. Obviously not LL.
Right.
Method and Red doing their thing, and DMX being the dog of his town. Canibus being respected by all of them there, or he would not be included in that circle of MCs, right? So they all knew he got the skills. Method does a verse, Red does a verse, everything's cool, hoity-toity, and DMX does his thing, blah. Canibus, being a big LL fan, at least from what Canibus tells it, right? Says 2 bars that in his words cost him his career, right? But those 2 bars were not intentionally there to disrespect LL.
Yeah.
We're not there to harm or to do any other thing, but just kind of really give him props is what he was saying, right?
And do you, in little interlude.
Yeah.
Do you take it that way? Do you think
I totally did. I think.
Oh, you thought it was a diss to
No,
L?
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's my question. Did you take it as a diss to L?
And before we let you know what those lines are, they interview, like there's an interview with Method Man.
Right, I was just going to say that.
And Method Man's like, yo, LL Cool J took it as a disrespect, and none of us even gave that line a second thought.
Exactly.
He just took it the way he did, and if that's the way the man wants to take it, that's the way he's going to take it. And now Canibus is responsible for what he said, right? And then KRS-One also has an interview where he's like, yo, if you're Canibus, this unknown rapper, dude, don't even mention LL, the best known out of all those 5 rappers. The guy who probably put the track together, the guy.
Well, it was it was an LL track.
Why would you even try to like
poke at it?
I poke at the dog, like the big dog, bro. You're lucky to be on the track.
You know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
Can KRS, and I'm not calling KRS out, but can KRS really say that though? Because back then, he responded to Shan, and Shan was the man. I'm trying to rhyme here, but
right,
like it's kind of the same thing. Canibus, different situations. Obviously, I don't think Canibus intended it to be, hey, we're gonna have a beef out of this.
Right.
That's why I asked you. I didn't take it as a diss.
I did not either.
Yeah, it wasn't like but
hearing it back, you can clearly see Canibus did not have that intention.
No, not
because
at all.
Nothing else in the verse relayed back to a disrespect or those 2 lines. They moved on. Like it wasn't like this, right? But one rhyme, one line, one verse has started a humongous controversies in hip hop.
And the debate of who won that battle, that's beyond. But
I don't know if there is if it's some people will never give the winner credit just because who the winner is. In a lot of battles in hip hop. Right. Nas still is debatably the winner. How is he debated? No. How do you debate that? You can't debate Ether. You can't do that. You can't say, oh no, Jay-Z had a better comeback. No, he did not.
Well, the funny thing is different factors come into play now.
Yeah.
Now is, but that the track that Jay-Z came back at was, the beat was hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. But we're talking.
If these 2 MCs going at it, fuck, dude, acapella it. Who has the better?
Exactly. And it goes back. Yeah. People don't use the art of lyricism anymore to be like, this is the victor of this battle. Like, come on, brother.
What they're doing now is they're finding ways to make whoever they like the winner.
Right.
And if they don't have the hottest lyrics, but his beat was better, so he's the winner.
Yeah.
See,
so give the victory to the producer then.
Exactly. And who knows who produced it? You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So the line was, I'm trying to remember it word per word, and I'm sure I'll get it completely wrong. But it was in reference to, so LL has a mic tattooed on his right arm, which is why Canibus had it, or has it now. Right. Just little points,
throw it out there.
Yeah,
throw it out
there. So
there.
Canibus, being that big of a fan of LL, he says, I'm going to borrow the mic from your arm and rock it, blah, 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 blah. He moves on, and that was like, I'm going to find it. Cause I gotta find out exactly what it is. Okay, so hold on.
Method, where the guards at? Redman, where the squad at? L's, that a mic on your arm? Let me borrow that.
All right. So after much debate, see, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why it's so difficult. Okay. So we look at like the original 4, 3, 2, 1 track, which had DMX, Method Man, Redman, LL Cool J, and Canibus.
Right.
You look at versions, Canibus's verse is completely removed. You look at the lyrics are completely moved. They're around. There's a misconception. There's a movement because people they do the same thing they did with Jay-Z and Nas. It doesn't make financial sense in the business to say that Jay-Z lost. If you are an MC or a DJ and you say Jay-Z lost, now you got to deal with never working with Jay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they do the same thing with LL.
Yeah.
So, but the line was, hey, basically going, hey, there's a mic on your arm. Can I borrow that? Basically, Canibus says that to LL.
Well, and it's basically I mean, you can say it's kind of like a tag team. Everyone's cut. I mean, it's a posse. I don't want to say a posse cut, but it's a cut of all raw MCs, right? And it's kind of like you go back and say, I'm going to pass the torch. Like, we're coming at you guys, and here, hold it. Boom.
It's like, yo,
you're next.
Yo, I'm rocking the mic proper. I'm going to pass it to my left and let my man rock it. Like
let me borrow
so
that.
they mention each other going back and forth. And Canibus being a LL fan, it was like, yo, the reference to his arm. Like, yo, this would be dope. He just said, and he never disrespects. There's nothing else in the line. So what happened was LL Cool J heard the verse. He wrote a diss verse to it and added it to the official version of it. He contacted Canibus. He said, if you take your line off, I'll remove my verse that's dissing you for that line.
Right.
Canibus removes it and adds a completely new line. LL, being the owner of the track, being the bigger of the two stars, does not do that. So now here comes his beef, right? And Mama Said Knock You Out. Also, legendary hip-hop diss track. Canibus. He lines like 99% of your fans don't exist. That really like stuck Canibus. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting dissed by his hero at this point, right? But Canibus, being an MC at heart, regardless of who it is, has to reply. And he comes with what the song that I chose, Second Round Knockout.
Classic, bro.
Classic diss track. Classic
talk about, you know,
hip-hop track.
Nowadays, cats will say, oh, that track is fire. Or this right here, I mean, this is fire right here. Dude.
Think about the time when it was released. And what are we looking at here? We're thinking 98 on Universal. Yeah. So think of where hip-hop has been, right? So Pac, Biggie, gone. Now this new era, the New York MCs has fucking free spree now because there's no West Coast to like even really mention at that time. Besides your already established Snoop, Dre, Canada. For like 10 years, the West Coast had nobody. People don't remember this. Yeah. They really did not have anyone. And now New York is running rampant. These are all New York rappers, right? Canibus, being the lyrical mixtape and freestyle king, comes and delivers this well put together track.
Insane track.
Insane track. So we're going to go ahead and listen to my choice for
good choice too.
It's great choice.
Very, very, very good.
Canibus, Second Round Knockout here on Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio.
Hey, Mike Tyson here speaking with the Canibus man over here. Yo, Canibus, your main objective out here is to do nothing but eat MCs for lunch, breakfast. Hey, man, they've been playing me all my life, man. You know, I won a title a couple of times, did right, but they can't hurt us, man. We gonna do it. Get up in this ring, man, put on these gloves, let me show you how to handle it.
So I'ma let the world know the truth. You don't want me to shine, you study my rhyme, then you laser vocals at the mind, that's a bitch move. Something that a homo rapper would do. So when you say that you platinum, you only dropping clues. I studied your background, read the book that you wrote, researched your footnotes about how you used to sniff coke, fronting like a drug-free role model. You disgust me. I know bitches that see you smoke weed recently. You walk around showing off your body cause it sells, plus to avoid the fact that you ain't got scales. Mad at me cause I kick that shit real niggas feel. While 99% of your fans wear high heels. From Ice-T to Kumo D to Jay-Z. Now you wanna fuck with me? You must be crazy. You dripping with whack juice and you can't get it off. You better be prepared to finish what you start, nigga.
You just hold it right there. We got a legal roll the fighters with two trucks. If I see one more of those, you're out of here, fella. You understand? You'll be disqualified. Stop being a bitch. We can't see a fight.
Yo, Canibus, man, you gotta hit harder than that, man. You don't want no bitch ass niggas hanging out with me, man. We're warriors, man. When we go into battle, we come out, don't come out at all.
Yo, you better give me the respect that I deserve. Well, I'ma take it by force, blast you with a 45 cord, make you somersault, shock you with a couple 100,000 ball thunderbolts. Before you wanted a war, now you wanna talk. It's about who strikes the hardest, not who strikes first. That's why I laugh when I hear that whack ass verse. That shit was the worst rhyme I ever heard in my life. Cause the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. God bless his soul, rest in peace, kid. It's because of him, now at least I know what beef is. It's not what I would call this. See, this is something different. A faggot nigga trying to make a living off of dissing somebody that he gotta know is better than him. But he feeling himself cause he got more cheddar than him. Well, let me tell you something. You might got more cash than me, but you ain't got the skills to eat a nigga's ass like me. And if you really wanna show off, we can get it on live in front of the cameras on your own sitcom. I let you kick a verse. Fuck it, I let you kick them all. I'd even wait for the studio audience to applaud. Now watch me rip the tap from your arm, kick you in the groin, stick you for your Vanguard award in front of your mom, your first, second, and third born. Make your wife get on the horn, call Minister Farrakhan so he can persuade me to squash it. I say nah, he started it. He forgot what a hardcore artist is. A hardcore artist is a dangerous man, such as myself, trained to run 20 miles in soft sand, on or off land, programmed to kick hundreds of bars off land from a lost and forgotten land. You done did it, man. You done spit it, some wax shit it, and probably thought that because it's been a minute, I forget it. Fuck that, cause like Common and Cube, I see the bitch in you, and I'ma make the world see you too, motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new lyrical weight champion by second round knockout, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Canibus.
Yo, Canibus, man, you moving like my Tiger Kenya, man. You're in and out and you're agile with your flow, man. But dig, right? You gotta meet, man. That's your name, Canibus. Your whole agenda's to eat these niggas, man. They have no business to be on the same stage with you, holding a mic with you.
This Week in Hip Hop.
28 years ago this week, Dana Dane's 1997 debut album, Dana Dane with the Fame, is certified gold by the Record Industry Association of America. It was produced by Herbie Lovebug and released on Profile Records. The album included the classic joint, Cinderfella. We salute Dana Dane. Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio. Second round knockout by Canibus. Now, having heard the LL response, what was it called? The Ripper Strikes Back. Having compared, we're not going to air that one for time's purposes, and
because it's not so good,
and it's not as good. And I think
it's
important to point that out because a lot of people still say LL won the battle. Mm-hmm. Did he? On a lyrical stance, lyrical point of view. Not career-wise, not this. Because, dude, Canibus still holds a legendary MC for all the stuff he did after that.
Right.
Dude, Rip the Jacker is one of the greatest albums in hip-hop history delivered. And you probably never even heard of it. Dude, it's legendary. It's a masterpiece produced by Stoop, Enemy of Mankind, from Jedi Mind Tricks fame. You know him. Dude, that album was my Bible for a very long time. It was one of those like God Loves Ugly personal journals where it was like just one that I could
keep that close
over and over. It was my heart. And not just that, the freestyles and this and this and that. And unfortunately, Canibus did have a subpar performance in the battle against Disaster. But nonetheless, still considered one of the best lyricists in hip hop history. Although Cool J holds a completely different title than Canibus. Who's more respected? It would be depending on who you're asking, right?
And how we talked about what factors are you bringing into the table. To me personally, it's if there's a battle, and this is almost a beef actually, but
this is a beef. This I would clarify as a beef.
Yeah, and I go into it judging it off of lyricism, delivery, the beat. Yeah, I mean, J Lives once said, you can have a dope beat and whack rapper. This is not quote unquote, but or you could have a good rapper and a whack beat. I think personally, touching a little bit on this, Canibus for some of his albums didn't quite get the right production for his lyrics. With Rip the Jacker not being one of them, that one was good. What is the other one? My Curriculum? Is it not my? What was it called?
My Club.
My Club.
So we're talking C. What is it? What do they call it? The C. Is that what it's called? I think one of them just called C, right? And then the one.
Oh, his debut.
The one you're talking about, I think, is Hip Hop for Sale.
Yeah.
Where he tried to make his commercial
little crossover.
It never succeeded, never got off the ground. But then again spawned a different beef between the man who kind of mentored him, Wyclef Jean, from Fuji's fame.
Fuji's, yeah.
Now, that's a completely different. There's like mismanagement of funds and he has a line where he says, "You didn't like my second album. I can't call it. Wyclef ruined it." Like he just fully understood and blames Wyclef for and that
was already brewing too. I mean, Wyclef I think didn't do a good job at promoting his debut album personally.
Yeah.
We could touch on that too, but that was more behind the scenes. That wasn't like, let me grab a mic and I'm nicer than you and stuff like that. But going back to this beat, because there were several back and forths. There was another track that Canibus came at LL Cool J, but I think the standout track was the one you just played, your choice, which was Second Round Knockout. There's no way the follow-up record by LL Cool J was, to me personally, Sector 3's soul opinion. And it comes down to opinion if you really think about it.
It really does, and it doesn't though. Like it comes down to opinion, but it also comes down to just, if you are involved in hip hop, right, to a certain extent, not just fan level, like involved in providing hip hop and making hip hop, and you're in the industry, you're in the game, as we both are, I think across the board, it becomes the reality that Canibus with Second Round Knockout just beat LL. Just on that status. Now, if you want to say LL's the winner now because he's more famous and he has a career. That's otherwise. That's otherwise. Yeah. But yes, so that was my choice just because it defined hip hop. It was like, yo, and it wasn't East West. It wasn't, no, it was New York MCs, East Coast MCs going at each other as they tend to do. That's just who's the dopest. A miscommunication, a misspoken line. I think it was just LL's ego. Yeah. At that point,
trying to. Well, and you also had to. We weren't there at the studio.
Right.
There's definitely several accounts of it, but I've met some MCs that, hey, come down to the studio. You show up to the studio, and you're an MC. I'm an MC. I'm coming to a studio. I'm gonna try to wild out. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm about. Mm-hmm. But when another MC invites you, it's kind of like, this is my house, quote unquote. Yep. So maybe LL Cool J was already on that ego, like, y'all are coming to my track, and
well, they are, and I think they all understood it. All being lesser known than LL, being LL. Redman, Method Man, Canibus, DMX, still up and coming rappers, all with their own name, but they are there with the king of the place, LL.
Yeah, well, he goes 85, he goes.
But back. Like you said, look, I just made a track with Salvajes and Eddie Fica.
Salvajes, the homies, yeah.
And Eddie Fica is a beast, bro. Eddie Fica is one of the few MCs that I've like personally met where not only did I feel nervous, like I feel my shit could have been harder after I listened to him lay his shit down. Like I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna make me rewrite my shit. Yeah. And that's
cool though.
But that's why I did the track first, because I'm like, okay, it's been a while since I actually sat down and did something dope. I'm very happy with keeping up with Eddie Fica. I think I did a good job. I think the verses are dope. The verses even the flow went so good. We already did a second track. But it was, I'm going to go harder. I'm going to go harder. Yeah. I'm going to go better. That's just what it is, But again, I think it was just LL just kind of took it personally and did what it did. Yeah, but to me, that was my choice just because my favorite one, my top three, Canibus, one of, it always switches, was there, and he did a good job and he delivered a classic. Yeah. So where do you think, where are we going next? We got two more. Give me another one.
Yeah. So I'm actually, and I'm probably dating myself, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back a little bit.
Okay. See, I like this hip hop time travel shit.
And there's a reason why, because hip hop has seemed to, looks like, or actually is, more male driven.
Oh yeah.
So I want to show some love to a beef, or a battle rather, by, MC Lyte and Antoinette. Mm-hmm. Personally, the one that I think came out harder is 10% Diss by MC Lyte, which is what we're going to listen to right now. It was just, you had your female MCs before that. You had Sequence, you had the Mercedes ladies, but it wasn't to where it's like, I pulled out a full album. I believe Sequence got a 12-inch album out. Mercedes ladies never did, but, they were rocking houses, park jams and all that good stuff. But it gets to the point, and we had Roxanne Shante dissing, the whole Shante Wars and all that spawned off of UTFO. But MC Light came fierce with that flow, bro. And to me, MC Light has got to be one of the illest female MCs.
I think one of the illest MCs, regardless of sex. Mm-hmm. She's one of the best lyricists that was, dude, of that time. And unfortunately, now, which is why we need to save the hip hop culture, whether you realize that it needs saving or not, it does. The female MC or female rapper, female whatever, is not your MC Lights. It's not even your Lauryn Hills. It's not your Medusas. It's not your Jean Grace. It's not that. It's an ass. It's a pair of tits.
Yeah.
That it's your fucking Ziggy, whatever the fuck her name is, horrible. Just because everyone wants to fuck her, and she gets to stay. Just, dude, put her down, and it's happened. Here's a beat, flow. Flow is horrible. It is established. It's a known fact. The reason why these Nicki Minaj's and these people are up there is not because they can spit. So that hip hop that you call hip hop is completely unrecognizable to an MC Light. Like MC Light, would demolish these girls lyrically.
Yeah. You people nowadays forget this. There's room for everything, bro. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna go to a club and be like, "Let me hear some Canibus."
Right.
Well, actually, I might, but that's just me, bro.
I mean, your average. I'm like, dude, have you heard "For Whom the Bell Tolls"?
Oh yes.
"For Whom the Beat Tolls" by Canibus.
Yes.
And again, I remember I had a choice. It was like Canibus. It was that Canibus album and something else. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with Canibus just because of heart. Dude, that album, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
People don't know how dope Canibus lyric is. They don't want to give him that opportunity because all you know is the king of the dot shit. Fuck that. Canibus was a monster on the Wake Up Show, on New York radio. He would tear it down. He is one of the best lyricists. So look that up. Sorry.
I know. I love it. This is Talk Radio, baby.
So MC Light.
10% diss. Just at the time, I'll set it up real quick. It was, they were kind of going back and forth. And they came at MC Light saying like, "Yo, this girl over here, Antoinette, stole the beat."
Yep.
From Audio 2, they're using the same beat. And back then it was like, "Yo, this is my sample, whatever." You flip it, you got to make it unrecognizable where you can have the same drum pattern, but.
Again, this is why, this is before it was acceptable to bite.
Right, exactly.
And copy styles. Again, does it need saving? It fucking absolutely does because there's no regulations. There's no law of what's good, what's right. And that's ridiculous. Dude, Jay-Z made an entire fucking career biting people's lines and somehow he's the greatest of all time. Yeah. Well, give credit to all the people he bit, Ice-T, everyone.
Everybody.
And then say he might be all right.
There's a fine line between biting and paying homage.
And you can walk it. Atmosphere does it. He'll do like an LL style line. He'll deliver Ice-T type line, but it's completely different texture.
You add, there's no way. I'll tell you just, I know we're going somewhere with it, but when I started rhyming in 92, I was only 12. I took like, okay, let me get a little bit of a Rakim.
Yeah, for sure.
You mimic.
For sure.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
But you develop your style. If you're making a career, if you're establishing yourself, like I'm just gonna, borrow these couple lines from, whoever it is, Chino XL.
But if you're copying lines, entire lines, that's not paying homage. You're getting away with it because of your name or the popularity that you're going. It's kind of acceptable.
Check Drake taking Rappin' Forte's shit. And Forte came out.
Let me say this though. Insider info. A little insider info. I got word, and I'll try to think about who told me. Rappin' Forte gave Drake unofficially the okay to do that.
Oh shit.
Then he went back and sued them. So what I think what happened was having no attachment to Drake. They're like, "Yo, this is money. Go okay with it. Once he does it, we'll put in the lawsuit." He can't say it didn't happen because it's not written. That kind of thing. That's what I heard went down. I know the manager. He'll go unnamed. Do your research. Kind of a shady character.
Okay.
So I could totally see that happening. But the industry word is that he did give him the okay to use it unofficially, so it's not written or nothing. So Drake went ahead and used it, went back and sued Drake, and got the money for it. Insider news.
Yeah, brother.
So go ahead.
All right, so again,
I haven't heard this in years.
Yeah, this is old school, brother. So again, MC Light, one of the illest MCs to ever touch the mic.
Yep.
Side note, female, doesn't matter. But again, 10% disc going at Antoinette.
Stole the beat. Are you having fun? Now me and the odds gonna show you how it's done. You are what I label as a nerve plucker. You're plucking my nerves, you MC sucker. I thought I ought to tell you, better yet warn, that I am like a stock and my word is born. Like James, killing everybody in sight. The Cold Street 6, the name is Light. After this jam, I really don't give a damn. Cause I'ma run and tell your whole damn clan that you're a beat fighter, dope style taker. Milk's bodyguard is my bodyguard too. You wanna get hurt? Well, this is what you do. You put your left foot up and then your right foot next. Follow instructions, don't lose the context. 30 days a month, your mood is rude. We know the cause of your bloody attitude. Beat fighter, dope style taker. Tell you to your face, you ain't nothing but a faker. Beat fighter, dope style taker. Tell you to your face, you ain't nothing but a faker. Your style is smooth, even for a cheap mic. You should've won a prize as I rock him, sounding like here's a milk bone, a sign of recognition. Don't turn away, I think you should listen close. Don't boast, you said you wasn't bragging. You're fucking liar, you're chasing a chuck wagon. The only way you learn, you have to be taught that if a beat is not for sale, then it can't be bought. When you leave the mic, you claim it's smoking. Unlike Rakim, you are a joke, and I think you ought to stop before you get in too deep. Cause with a sister like Light, yo, I don't sleep. Beat fighter, dope style taker. Tell you to your face, you ain't nothing but a faker. Beat fighter, dope style taker. Tell you to your face, you ain't nothing but a faker. When I'm in a jam with my homegirl Jill, my cousin Trey across the room with a posse of girls. So I step in the middle, shake it just a little. Wait for some female to step up and pop jump. Give my cousin a cue, treat the girl like a punk. Now I'm not trying to say that I'm into static, but yo, if you cause it, yep, we gotta have it. Cause I ain't going out like a sucker, no way. So I sit around and wait for you to make my day. We can go for the hands, better yet for the words. Cause you'll be ignored and at the same time I'll be heard throughout the city, the town, and the country. The beat is funky, my rhyme is spunky. There is no delaying in the rhyme I'm saying. Neither are the floors of what my DJ is playing. So sit back, Jack, and listen to this. It's 10% diss. Cause I'm just about ready to fly this fist to get your lips. But I'll wait for the day or night that you approach, and I'ma serve and burn you like a piece of toast. Pop you in a microwave and watch your head bubble. Your skin just crumble, a battle's no trouble. Get my homegirls Tony and Kiki to get stupid. This thing called hip-hop, Light is ruling it. I hate to laugh in your face, but you're funny. Your beat, your rhyming, your timing, all crummy. On the topic of rapping, I should write a pamphlet, better yet a booklet. Your rap is weak, homegirl, and it's definitely crooked. Others write your rhymes while I write my own. I don't create a character when I'm on the microphone. I am myself, no games to be played, no script to be written, no scene to be made. I am the director, as far as you are concerned. You don't believe me? Then you'll have to learn. This ain't as hard as empty like you get. Matter of fact, you ain't seen nothing yet. So never let me step into a party hardy. Talk to some people and then hear from somebody. You wanna battle cause you know where I am. You don't wanna come in the 90s and see me at a jam when a mic is handy 10 feet away. I stretch my arm like elastic, hand like a magnet. Set ashore, you know I don't play when it comes down to it. The nitty gritty for a sucker like you, I feel a whole lot of pity. Beat fighter, dope style taker. Tell you to your face, you ain't nothing but a faker. Beat fighter,
All right, so that was 10% Diss, MC Light.
Dude,
I mean,
let's first and foremost point out how many samples were taken.
Came out of that?
Were beat, verbal, style. How many things were borrowed from that song? Now,
just that one song.
Just that one song. Now, if you know your way around hip hop, you'll recognize like you better be warned. You know that kind of stuff. You Dilated People's done that.
Right.
And
Big
then
Bite.
hit 'em up.
Yeah.
Right. That.
Talking.
You ain't, I'll tell you to your face, you ain't shit but a faker. Dude, right there. And just the style, the delivery.
And a bunch of DJs, and you know, if anyone follows like the DMC championships and all that, a lot of MCs, a lot of DJs sampled stuff off of this,
right?
You know, for their sets or whatnot. It might be a little 200 gram for some, but
yeah. But I think we're free to talk like that, because if you reach this podcast, if you reach this radio show, you're at a certain level, I like to think, in hip hop. You're not gonna find this, you know, transmitted on 106 or some bullshit like that. This will be someone who's searching their way down to hip hop,
a little research,
hip hop's rabbit hole, and you reached our level now. So very dope, very dope. But before we go to my last song and we close down the show, there are some honorable mentions that I think we can go back and forth,
definitely.
even if it's just on the spot, because of course, we had this debate with Baka. Baka said, it's the greatest diss track of all time was Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. God bless Baka. But I think Baka lacks that knowledge that goes back, and not to diss him, but it's just not his generation. It's not that. Shout out to young Baka. But I think, someone who's more involved and been around and seen hip hop longer in this terms will know a lot more diss tracks, right? So one that I like to mention, and let's just keep it, we can even do a relatable commercial, Slaughterhouse by Canibus. Oh no, I'm sorry, by West Side Connections. Yeah. Who were they dissing?
Slaughterhouse.
Common. This was a Common diss track.
But no, I'm trying to think, was this?
Yeah, it was Slaughter. It was West Side Connections.
This was after, or is it the beginning?
This was maybe one or two songs already in.
Already in, huh?
Right?
Yeah. I'm trying to.
And what happened was, so if I'm not mistaken, Common mentions or says.
So the diss, the beef is this.
Okay, what's the beef? On
West Side Connection kind of took Ice Cube. And you know what? I'll say West Side Connection. I don't know if it was, you know, someone had sparked it.
Okay.
Whether it's Mac 10, Dub C, whoever. Common comes out with his debut. I don't know if it was his debut, but the classic "I Used to Love Her," right? And where he says, you know, he's saying like, you know, he's talking about like it's a girl, but obviously we all know it's hip hop.
Yep.
Where he's saying like the West, you know, when he talks about having, you know, mess with people with the West. I think it's another situation where LL and Canibus, like LL took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think this is another issue like that. You know, West Side Connection took it the wrong way, maybe thinking this in the West, and I think that's where it kind of spawned off from. And I might be wrong. Yeah. That's one beef. I love Common's track, "The Bitchin' You." Love it. Never really looked into that beef too much.
Right. Again, this is, and you'll have different ones, but so "The Bitchin' You" came out from Common. Now this was shocking because Common at the time, before the Target commercials that he's doing now, Common was known as what do they call them? What's the name for rappers that talk about enlightenment? What do they call that?
About what?
There's a word for those. They name a conscious rapper. Common was very much known to be that kind of like soulful and
it was calm,
down, and you know, he was this dude from Chicago, and he was just like real peaceful and calm down type dude. So when he delivered "The Bitchin' You," right, dissing hardcore thug rapper Ice Cube, people paid attention, right? And I'll tell you this, I don't know if it's insider information, but Dub C kind of stepped back from the battle. He didn't want anything to do with it. He was like, yo, that's kind of, yo, guys. But Mac 10 being this blood, he jumped in also, and blah, blah, blah. That's one mention, right? Also, Ice Cube was a very problematic MC.
That's what I was going to go there.
Cypress Hill, and this is kind of documented. Ice Cube stole, I want to say, the chorus.
Yeah, for well,
throw your
Cypress
hands
Hill, yeah.
in the air
Cypress
and
Hill
wave them all
had
around like you
Cube
just don't care.
in the studio.
Yeah.
And they wanted to show, or I guess he wanted a track for the Friday soundtrack,
Yep.
right? And Cypress Hill was doing their, they're doing a new album, and they're like, hey, we want to. This is from Be Real.
Mm-hmm.
We want to show you a track that's going to be our next single off a new album. They show him Throw Your Set in the Air, and Cube heard it. That was that.
Yep.
According to Be Real, quote, I'm quoting Be Real, Ice Cube asked to hear it again. Right. That was that. They gave him, some smoking song or whatever. I can't remember the name of it, for the soundtrack. That was that. Released the soundtrack. And Cube came out with Throw Your Set, or, that song, Friday. And the chorus was similar to what he had heard from Be Real. Be Real, they kind of go back and forth. I don't want to take too much time, but they go back and forth, and the beef is spawned out of that.
Yeah. And now again, West Coast groups going at each other.
Yeah.
That shit was getting real because Cypress Hill representing a lot more the Hispanic side of LA, right? And obviously Ice Cube, the black, or even not even sure. Yeah, let's say the black, right? There was this big confrontation where like Hispanic gang members were like, yo, we'll roll with you if you really want to go at Ice Cube. Like, we'll shit'll get physical. The altercations will get real. And I think Cypress Hill, Be Real, being as smart an individual he was like, yo, that's not.
At that time of the game.
Pac had just died. It was just not the right moment, the right time to do it. And that beef was put away. Right? It was squared off. Give me one. Give me a honorable mention.
Well, see, and this is not, I'll give you stuff that really didn't go on wax. How about that?
Okay.
And we'll keep it at Ice Cube. Ice Cube, again, debatably known for, I'll say it that way, but it's there. You can't deny it. For stealing hooks or whatever.
Yep.
Not taking anything from him because he's a great writer, but King Son, a lot of people might not know who King Son is, but King Son had a song that, I don't know if it was called Wicked or had referenced I'm Wicked or, whatever. That was that. Cube comes out with a song called Wicked, and I'll touch on an actual instance. King Son rushed the stage trying to get at Ice Cube when he was singing that track, Wicked. Trying to say he bit it or whatever. I believe security came and got Son before he got on stage, and that was that. Cube is debatably, saying, I am still wicked, meaning like subconsciously I took your track or I took something off of you. That was that. King Son, Ice Cube, that was another beef. There's No Vaseline.
Yeah, but who was that for?
No Vaseline was for NWA.
Okay.
Yeah, it was for Eazy-E and them.
Yeah.
That was a killer ass track.
Speaking Eazy-E, another honorable mention that I think you cannot go without mentioning. Real motherfucking G's.
Yeah, he came out.
By Eazy-E.
He came out.
You want to talk about legendary hip hop diss tracks. That track is barbaric till this day.
Yeah, he came out.
Just the beginning.
Yeah.
No, lets you know something dope is about to go down. And Eazy-E being so original, so groundbreaking with a lot of shit that he wrote. And then, go, please.
Yeah, well, that might be a whole other podcast, but I have respect Eazy-E, but, he, in the beginning, and I'm not going to tell you when, in fact, he was writing his own stuff, but, for the most part, he wasn't physically writing his own music. But
yes.
That track, brother, like, there's no way you can talk about beef or diss tracks and not mention that track to Drake.
So,
or fucking Old Death Road, for that matter.
And it comes to like knowing your hip hop history, the way you know your diss tracks. Another one that I'll mention before we get to our final one, Masta Ace and Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Now listen, again, Masta Ace being the storytelling and being a very lyrical, very selling back, coming out with that diss track. Fuck you and fuck Beats for playing. It was like boom, delivered. Who's the winner of that? You don't know. Who has the bigger career now? Obviously, Masta Ace, historic, legendary MC. There's that one, and you can really dig in and really find some good shit.
There's another one here. I wouldn't say this is beef. This was more like difference of opinions, but nonetheless, there was a track that came out of it. X-Clan and Boogie Down, or X-Clan and KRS-One. X-Clan was calling KRS-One a humanitarian, making fun of him. You know, because X-Clan was more pro-black, and shouts out to Brother Jay. I've personally never seen, and I've talked to Jay too, and I've never had a chance to actually ask him this, but what spawned that? You know, obviously humanitarian, because you know, KRS-One started off a certain way, and then he was kind of getting worldly. He was studying his stuff, you know, his religions and all that stuff. So XM being pro-black probably saw that like, yo, you're switching up on us, like, you know. But it never turned into any beef other than what it is. Right. You know, like it's just a difference
example
of
how you can just try to move on, nothing physical.
That's it, yeah. And I think it was Fire Earth that came out where, you know, Brother Jay is calling out KRS-One. Right. Nothing came out of it. Right. It's just an honorable mention.
So to say Hit 'Em Up is the greatest diss track in hip-hop history, you're kicking the door, but Biggie, I mean, like, yo, dude, you can go on. I mean, I'll debate Ether being a little better than Hit 'Em Up, but my choice. Right?
See, and me personally, I don't think Hit 'Em Up is any, like, it wouldn't be in my top 10 or 15
diss tracks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Just because, I mean, we can get into it later, but you know, Pac had all but a few bars. The bars were hard, yes, but it was the fact that I'm gonna let finish you, like, you're not even on my level, and someone else comes in, like, I don't know.
But I think that kind of that's more of a diss, like saying, yo,
that is too,
dog, you're not even on me. I'm gonna let the little homies get at you, and the little homies will come hard at you. And there was the involvement D12 and Dilated Peoples, like. Right. Yo, like, you want to talk about
that's total 180. Like, what?
Who and why? But they went at it, dude. Again, okay. Bobby Fischer by Evidence.
Y'all calling out Ev? You got it. Yo, a blind fag took my kindness for a weakness, but instead of coming hard through a weakness, 12 of his friends, at first I was speechless. Is it cause you lack pussy or lack meekness? It's always your type, itchy and quick to bust off, ruin the party, soliloquy of chaos. In his verse, it's jumping jacks, a little warm up. There'll be no bullshit, there'll be no hit chorus. Just my crew, yo, you won't go far. The truth is, I'm about as much from Detroit as you are. I'm racking up points, shit, cat, I'm scoring. You ain't a true tiger, liar, you from Warren. The trailer trash town where daddy stuck it to you. That's why you hate your mother, cause she never tried to stop it.
Right? You want to talk about a diss track? Bobby Fischer by Evidence. Some of the hardest shit. I'll slaughter your wife, fucking throw your daughter. Like,
bro, but Evidence is insane, dude.
And I check out the interview on WakeTheFlokUp with Rocka.
That's a good one.
Talk directly about this, and he breaks it down on what the thoughts were, the mentality was, and then the respect that they were showing afterwards. They didn't bitch out, they didn't that, and they were like, yo, you want to go at it? Let's fucking go at it. These are MCs going at it, and how D12 would have preferred to keep beefing with them than the whack beefs that they had. Like, yo, we should have just went out down. Like, at least those fools could spit.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, and it tells you your status. I mean,
it does.
You can't just battle this dude off the street and think, all right, I'm gonna get fame off that, because he's you know, quote unquote whack. You know, you come at people that not so much, hey, I'm selling records, but you know, you come at someone that has a decent flow, a decent pinch, you know, a pen, the lyrics are dope. You know, you battle, you know, onesie twosies or whatever.
And just a quick shout out before we do this. Another one you want to hear is you gotta check out Spawn.
You know what kind of assholes that come with this. Your whole crew can get some of
Dear
this.
Stress, remember me, the black sheep of RSC. Oh, it's wrecked, the heavyweight now. These falls no longer with me, and yes, he mentioned something about a royalty check. Said he blessed on Overcast, forgot to pay him his debt. Man, how time flies, albums still selling, I hear. Must have made a gang of paper in the span of 4 years, but no blood, sweat, no tears, no lost voice from screaming at shows. You sit in the cup while we running down flows, and for what? Making money for your pockets to hold. Are you nuts, dog? You fucking with the soldier, not hoes. Went from young friends to old, now we touching on foes. There's a certain price to pay for all my soul that you sold. No one else had the balls to tell you, so seller, see it's dangerous, fucking with dreams. And this fella graduated from your team, fuck it, ain't.
I don't know if you've heard that track. Shout out. So one of the most beautiful things that's happened in my life is that I'm friends with Derek, with Spawn now. Me and him are good friends. We go back and forth. We send each other music, and that was another question I had from like, yo, why and how? And the song pretty much explains it all, but now it's all squashed. They've gone back together and he's wrecked the heavyweight and now he's back to Spawn and delivering his things. But look that up. But the song that I chose is a song that's from an MC that I say is forgotten, unfortunately.
Okay.
Whether by his own doing or by hip hop or whatever it is. But my favorite MF is always MF Grimm.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
MF Grimm has always been my favorite. MF Doom is good. I can see why people dig him. I think his style's kind of like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't call to what Grimm. Dude, Grimm is up there with fucking, and made tracks and hang on the radio with Nas, with a Cool G Rap. Like, yo, he's made tracks and not look foolish. Like, he's handled his shit. So when him and MF Doom, and look into the beef, do some research. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think the beef is still ongoing. I think the beef, if anything, it's just
parted ways.
It was dissipated. But there was a very moment, and he says it in the Book of Daniel, the song that I've chosen by MF Grimm.
It's a good one, bro.
The emotion behind the beef, the reason behind the issue that they had, and really how heartbroken he is. If anything you get out of this song is, this man is really hurt that his best friend would turn his back on him or leave him or succeed and not take him with him, whatever the issue is. And it's very well clear and documented how he feels, right? So people don't know MF Grimm and MF Doom used to be in the same crew. Yeah. There's also MF Wilds. There's different MFs, kind of like you have now different ASAPs or whatever, right? So there's that. So my choice is Book of Daniel by MF Grimm. So let's take a listen to that. And I'll say this. For a diss track, I listen to this song on a regular basis.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it's just so well put together and the beat's so hard that I just can't get over it. So here we go. MF Grimm, Book of Daniel.
Let's go.
I met this kid, he seemed righteous, represented knowledge. Yeah, him and his brother, they was real smart. But then his brother died and he was taken in by a grandmaster. But from what I hear, this kid Sambo was a snake, a rat. He stole shit. He ran away to another state. Microchip,
I know deep fried friends, Grim Reaper nuke 'em. Hearts don't mend, brothers turn enemies, nigga. Enemies, I eat them raw, nigga. MF Grimm is god of war. Parole done, see you on tour. Millions get paid, let's see who make more. Master water, cause man is mostly made of it. Spit fire consumed by flames, compete for oxygen. Freeze deepest of minds, then skate on it. Rose fireproof MCs with bad warranties. War is a part of me, prison hard of me. Demons try to murder me, pistols always popping me. Lead convicts my flesh, but God pardons me. Revenge, return them to sentence, so God pardon me. Put yourself in danger, running with a mouse. Metal turn to braces, punch you in your mouth. Zev Love X, used to be merry. The mask took control of you, like Jim Carrey. Megalon, tap him in the jaw, knock it off him. MIC, gotta put your mask in a coffin. Most Def, De La Soul, Roots can't revive you. When the bullets start flying, who's gonna hide you? Rhymes say a stone throw, nature sound sign you. Make peace with you, Zev, I tried to.
You can hide behind a mask, but see through like glass. Find you a truth, but your style's like ass. Cutthroat, bitch, man, you got no class. Little black Sambo, shit, talk trash. You can hide behind a mask, but see through like glass. Find you was the truth, but your style's like ass. Cutthroat, bitch, man, you got no class. Little black Sambo, shit, talk trash.
Midgets in the trunk, hungry monkeys in the cage. Murderers in the cut, just fucking you up on stage. Tell them about the time they gun punched you in the face. Basically, you was hating, and then you ran away. You ain't a man, you a character. I bet that mask make you feel a lot scarier. Cause man to man is your doom like we parallels. MIC could see you soon at your burial. Listen Vicky, you not goons, you cartoons. Your hype man is not Grimm, that's not him. What you speak is not true, that's not you. Your team's weak, I'll pop them, then pop you. Smart made your mask, Jet Jag made your name. MIC gave you life and we could take that shit away. That shit away, that shit away, that shit away.
I didn't want to get at you, you know this is true. One thing that stopped me was Lord Dahu. But now you're being disrespectful, me and the crew. Now I gotta do what I gotta do. MJ did articles, she got your name hot. The mask was made for you by Lord Scotch. X-Ray gave you studio time when in town. Rodan and Megalon, them brothers held you down. Evil Gins had you paranoid like a clown. Walked off stage and ran when Khan came around. We looked out for each other when you lived uptown. On the cover of the EP, but look at us now. Just is life, we haven't played of late. But even on the cover, I put your ass in mate. We've been through so much. Zev, you was close to me. Used to come through your house, buy your ass groceries. I wrote the whole treatment to your MF video with Adam Laub and Ricky Kid Scotch notes. $100,000 bail got out, then I called you. Fired my attorney, you helped me get a lawyer. You took me in, let me stay out in Atlanta. Facing 15 to life, we bounced out to Cali. You made sacrifices, we're calling on the run. We bust our ass, it got a police done. I made a mistake, told the press you owe dough. I see now it's my fault, they didn't need to know. I apologize to you, I thought we let it go. BB King's New York, together did a show. But look at us now, once again, here we go. Money wasn't worth it, it turned us into foes. Whenever you have beef, your beef was mine. I take a life for you, put mine on the line.
You love to hear the stories again and again. You love to hear the stories again and again and again.
Doing songs with RZA, that's funny shit. I remember you told me that he bit tick tick. You said Ghost was whack, you didn't like his style. Two-faced and three-headed bitch, I'll pull your file. Food poisoning, you vomit for a while. You started some shit, now you're sitting on the pile. Metal fake tinfoil, walk the green mile. Just let it ride right now.
You love to hear the stories again and again. You love to hear the stories. You love to hear the stories again and again.
How could you ever diss M.I.C.? East St. Rock, yes, R.I.P. How could you ever diss M.I.C.? Big Al, R.I.P. How could you ever diss M.I.C.? J. Black, R.I.P. How could you ever diss M.I.C.? Sub Rock, R.I.P. How could you ever diss M.I.C.? K. Nick, R.I.P. How could you ever diss M.I.C.? T. Collins, R.I.P. M.I.C. Fuck happened to you, man? Fell the fuck off, man. Niggas used to love you, motherfucker. Come home, man. Come home, Zev. Come home. Don't let them niggas brainwash you, man. I know your fans love you, man. They love you, man. You're getting brainwashed, homie.
This Week in Hip Hop.
This week in hip hop history, DJ Charlie Chase is born Carlos Mendez in Manhattan, New York. Charlie Chase, who is of Puerto Rican descent, after playing bass for a band and DJing for a local radio station, Chase helped push a Latin sound in hip-hop through his DJ skills and eventually became part of the legendary Cold Crush Brothers with fellow DJ Tony Tone. A solar revolution salute to DJ Charlie Chase and his contribution to the development of the culture. Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio.
MF Grimm, Book of Daniel.
That's a good track, bro.
Like you said, one of the last real heartfelt, emotional disses.
Just listen to the ending, bro. Like, I mean, he did his thing. Like, he let out his disappointment, his anger. And at the end, it was just like, come home.
Like, dog, like, he talks, and, you know, listen closely to what they're saying, right? At the very end, at the very heart of diss tracks like these is pain,
right?
Emotion, anger, betrayal. There's true hurt. And these are artists, the way they choose to express themselves. Exactly. You know, Picasso and whatever, they were painting the way they felt. These men were speaking to you. It's not just about commercial and it's just about this and about, it's about them doing art, and the art just happens to be pleasing to the ears. That's how they develop these.
This song wasn't written to make any airwaves,
right?
Not to sell any units. Like,
right.
This was made to heal some kind of hurt.
It was. So I hope this episode kind of sheds light between beef and battles, right? Because we've heard both, and the importance of them in hip hop, the relationship that hip hop and MCs have with the diss and with the battles, and
All hip hop culture, like we talked earlier.
Oh, it's
your b-boys. It's all about getting ahead better than the next man or woman, for that matter.
Right, the next artist.
Right.
You're the dopest, I'm the dopest, cool. There's an issue between you and me, cool, you bit a line, you took a beat. Now we're going to do what we do. Instead of going to fists, we're going to say, you're going to actually stand up and pay up. You're an MC, okay, cool, let's see it. Let's hear the bars, bro. Let's hear them. Yeah. And that's how things get established. And some beefs never die. Some beefs are well done and established once the battle's over. And some are so emotional and hurt that they're better, like this one, for example. At the end, he's just saying, dude, like, I used to love you, dog. Like, how are you going to treat it? And that's the importance of beefs in hip hop.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
And, you can go in really deep and talk Eminem and Canibus, Eminem, and fucking name another Everlast Eminem and fucking Limp Bizkit.
I mean, there's beefs. I mean, if you want to get underground, there's beefs happening right now that probably will never get shine. It's,
right.
Within your apartment complex, your community center or whatever, but the beefs and battles and all that, it's just a normal part of hip hop. And for a while now, and hopefully I can get this in before we wrap it up. For a while now, big, I don't want to say corporations, but big money was trying to infiltrate the battle scene, because the battle scene was almost already kind of like the stepchild. They kind of went out and branched out because obviously a disaster, a Canibus wasn't, maybe not Canibus, but there's a difference between a battle rapper and an MC that can make a whole album. And
it's not clean cut, because a battle rapper, the now known battle rappers, they're not MCs, your general sense MCs, because you put a battle rapper to write a song.
Exactly.
The song's almost always never good.
Right.
Because that's not the type of MC that he is. He's not built. That's not what he's been practicing his whole life. Yeah. Now, do the same. Can MCs now? Okay, so here's the thing. Like, what's the difference between an MC and a rapper, right? You hear that debate going back and forth. It's been well established what an MC can do and a rapper can do, and they can't do both, and one can. So an MC should be able to write a battle track if need be, right? But can a battle rapper write a track?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's not the same. But a well-rounded MC should be able to write diss bars. I mean, and deliver them in your style and in the way you were known.
Always ready to go to war. Yeah.
Always, because at the end of the day, like I said, some of my best rapper MCs, whether it be Chino, Canibus, Atmosphere, whoever, Aesop, it's like, I'm going to deliver to you art, but I'm going to do it in a way that you don't forget I can spit while I'm doing it. Chino is a master of this. Like, if you've listened to like The Reconstruction by Chino XO, is a double disc album. Yeah. He talks about his daughter having cancer and does it in bars. Does it like in complete bars.
Chino's on another level though, dude. I mean, that dude is, that dude's poetry, bro.
It is an amazing feat what they've done. Like a idea. Mm-hmm. Monster Inside Me, not necessarily a direct diss track, but just like I'm this dope diss track to like anyone who wants to want
like
it.
Who was taking a bait.
And I don't know if anyone did, because that track is bananas good. Like, but he can go and write like the Many Faces of Oliver Hart, like an entire album, just heartfelt stuff. Yeah. And that's what a well-rounded MC does, and that's what well-rounded hip hop is about: competition, skills, having a good time, releasing inner stress and inner pain, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
And at the very end of the day, delivering art, right?
Exactly. So
again, Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio. Today's topic was battle / diss tracks. And it's up to you. What's the greatest diss track of all track? Tweet us, Instagram us, what tracks, if you forget, let us know.
And I'm sure there's a bunch that and maybe we could do a second show on
I'm sure. Let's do a couple more down the line where we do it. But it was great having you back again. Thank you for letting me be a part of Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio. Now, may I suggest a topic for the next one?
Let's go.
We talked about this earlier, but I think it's important now so they get to know us, who we are as their hosts and all that stuff, and also where our differences come in hip hop, because it's not the same.
Of course not.
And
it wouldn't be. I mean, that's a healthy thing to
who would you say? Do you? It's kind of dumb for me to ask because I couldn't answer. But do you have someone you would call your favorite MC?
Oh shit. That's hard.
Yeah,
that's
it's difficult.
Hard.
It's a super because it'll change depending on mood and.
Well, yeah. I mean, and eras too. I mean, but the first one,
Okay, let's do this. Top 3.
Wow.
Give you a little more range.
Here's the issue I have.
Mm-hmm.
When you say MC, I'm thinking all around stage presence, everything, right?
Well, stage is hard.
Okay, all right. So if that doesn't come into factor, then I got to
let's say on track. Let's say on track. It's just on tracks because
Rakim.
Exactly, because you can't say that about him on stage show anymore.
And which sucks because I'm a huge Rakim fan, and him on stage. Don't get me wrong, it's not whack. It's not whack whatsoever.
But it's not like
energetic. Yeah,
him.
it's not. You're not seeing KRS-One up there.
Right.
You're not seeing
Busta Rhymes. Like jumping. Okay,
no.
So you're gonna say Rakim?
Yeah, Rakim.
Give me another
one. Shit. Rakim. I'm gonna say Nas.
Nas. Cool. All right, Rakim and Nas. I like them. That way we can lay down 4 tracks, and I'll give you my top 2 that I'll choose. And then let's say we do the songs. Let's do like favorite songs of our favorite artists.
Okay.
You want to do that next one?
Yeah,
we could do that, or we could do the songs we fell in love with hip hop. That'll kind of
that. Yeah, we can coincide. Get those two together.
Okay, but I like to have defining topics. I'm digging it, and you guys hearing us debate. We haven't talked about this before. We haven't really, and I think it's more organic. Let's do favorite MCs.
All right.
Okay, so you're gonna go with Rakim and Nas.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I might change it up too.
Okay, well maybe let's go favorite MCs. Let me know. Whenever you get here next time, or whenever we meet up again, I'm gonna go with Atmosphere because I have to give him, I have to give him that love slug. That slug raised me, man. He just raised me.
Well, and that's a factor that not a lot of people take into.
Right.
This guy is real ill, but there's nothing to back it up. Where it's like, yeah, dude, I grew up listening to Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up listening to Nas. There's a feeling because you put on a certain track and it takes you back to 92, 90, whatever.
But I think the reason to me Atmosphere speaks so much is because, not that they're not great, because they are 2 legendary artists, but I didn't grow up with them. I mean, like, alongside of them. Like, I can listen to Atmosphere from, like, Headshots to, like, what is it called? Overcast.
Yeah.
To Lucy Ford, to like, I grew up with him, and I was like, he was a couple years older than me. And he's maybe like 8 years older. So it wasn't like a KRS-One where he's like 12 or even more. Like I literally grew up and I can see his stages of being an adolescent, just crazy MC, fucking a bunch of girls, falling in love, having his heart broke. Like I can trace him down the line.
Very good point.
So that's why to me, Atmosphere Slug, is such, I'm so attached to him.
Cool.
I love him. So I'm going to do that. And my top 5 always range from like Canibus, Chino, Slug, Tupac, and it'll be like Sage Francis or A$AP Rock or something like that, right? But I'm gonna go with Atmosphere. Chino's dope. Chino's dope. Just so we don't do Pac, because I feel Pac gets enough love already.
Yeah. Okay.
But so he is one of my top 3, top 4. Pac is up there, but I'm going to go with Chino or I'm going to go with Canibus.
All right.
Just because I feel they have songs that people have never heard that establish them as just legendary MCs,
Yeah, and I'm now that you're saying all this, like I'm filtering like my stuff, so I'll have another.
Yeah, and it is what it is, and that way you can kind of get a difference in our styles and likes and stuff like that. So, Save the Hip Hop Culture Radio. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. All we ask is you tell a friend and you show us some love. Wake the Flock Up Network is working very hard to bring you these shows. Ariano, of course, you can hear Ariano now, a new podcast on air now. Popular Nobody. That podcast, have you heard it yet?
I haven't yet. And I'm an Ariano fan, brother.
Dude.
Let this be on record, and he knows. I already told him. I go back with his music.
Yeah.
And I might chop up the name, but I believe it was called Rain on My Parade.
Yep.
This was underground. I want to say it might have been 99, 2000, maybe in 2001.
Have you met Ariano?
I haven't met him, no.
I got to introduce you to...
My good brother, actually, you know what's funny? And I know we probably don't have time. a guy I used to work with was like, oh, you like hip-hop? I was like, yeah, brother. And he started talking this and this and that. He's like, I got a friend. Brought me that CD, Rain on My Parade. Fell in love with him. Like, who's this? That's my boy, Ariano. I was like, all right, cool. And then later on, I'm like, whoa.
Has the aura of like a monk. And what I mean, like, just so calm and peaceful and kind of like like self. And I don't mean self-centered in a bad way. I mean like knows. It has this soul, this air of just calmness around him. Real cool guy to be around. Real cool guy just to be on the phone. Like, yeah, bro, whatever you want, man.
Yeah. Well, his music is like that too.
And so his podcast is Ariano in podcast form. Like if you'd be like, oh, this can only be brought to you by Ariano.
Oh, that's
It
beautiful.
is on WakeTheFlokUp.net. It is on our Heart channel, so check that out. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Spreaker. It will be on iTunes.
Beautiful.
It's going to be everywhere. So check that out. The Ariana podcast. Also, Each One Teach One with Concept 714 Young Baka. It's another very one-on-one, very dope. And that was very interesting because me and Dude Baka and Dude just screaming.
That's beautiful, bro.
Arguing with each other. Because we both love hip hop. But we love hip hop for very different reasons and from different genres, different views of it. And of course, Wake the Flock Up.
Wake the Flock Up.
Coming
Salute
up,
you guys, brother.
Thank you. Coming up, we got the writer of the NWA movie, Lee Savage, going to sit down with us. And I haven't really talked about this on air, but there's a documentary he's working on. He's already done, and a book he wrote called Welcome to Death Row, where he breaks down the murders of Biggie and Pac. And as a third party, he says he has a pretty good idea of who shot Pac and who shot Biggie. So this is not from the Biggie camp. This is not from the Tupac camp. Third party, just think about it, Ken Burns style. It's a documentary, no bone either way. He says he knows.
That's huge.
So it's huge, and it's going to be here on the WakeTheFlokUp.net, WakeTheFlokUp network. So check that out.
Perfect.
Again, Save the Hip Hop Culture. This is Concept 714.
Sector 3, baby.
We got to give a sign out.
Hey, it's their second show, bro. We'll work on something. But you know what? We appreciate each and everybody. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people that are listening, we appreciate that. Me personally.
Tell a friend, share, retweet, repost. Much God, love, and hip hop to you all.
All day.
Peace.
Hip hop and rap, yeah, that's where my heart's at. Hip hop and rap, yeah, that's